just to stop the rush. They're actually, look how deep they are on the bomb side itself. That's actually quite interesting. It's a lovely setup, right? You've got the crossfires covered there, one player in the pit, one towards the bomb side itself, but one in library as well, just leaving poor old Nitro, probably the most skilled player on the team, alone by himself at the B side. So if they do come towards him, maybe showing some presence towards A at the start, he could be in trouble there. But right now, Liquid, this gamble seems to be paying off as they're focusing primarily towards A side, Astralis.
Yeah, this is really interesting. I think Glaive is going to be throwing a flashbang as well. Yeah, goes right over the pit, and Twisty eats the whole grenade there, so he can't really spot them coming out of the apartments right now. He's going to go for the close range fight there all around him. He still lands a headshot, dropping the bomb as well. This is really good stuff. That's going to buy a bit of time at least. Kirby and Device have picked up 2 big kills in the meantime, and Stan on the bomb side itself getting close against the Glock, and he has to reload. Sip not going to allow him. That needs 2 kills in his favor, and now Nitro, as you said, rotating in. He has the kit at least, but 1 on 3 here and sneaking out of the library. The bomb is still in pit waiting. They're not under any stress right now, Astralis. And in fact, Nitro is just in so much trouble, and they're going to end up taking him down. Sipnix with the triple kill, and it all worked according to plan there.
Absolutely. The fact is, Liquid actually had 4 players. They were ready for that to come in.
Yes.
We had presence from Arch and the quad side and apartments, but you can see Twist, he needed to start hitting some of those like glorious one-taps at USP to really have a chance. So he gets 1 kill, but the refrags were there for Astralis, looking very confident, working as a team. That's how it should be done. 1 smoke, couple of flashbangs going in, just trying to buy yourself a couple of seconds to get out of that apartment area and overwhelm the pit player. It worked out very nice indeed. Not as much synergy as I would have liked between the bomb site and the pit itself. Like normally you're trying to take the aggro away, then you get a kill, then you're kind of trading between each other in that respect, but didn't really seem to come in. Forced by on the CT side. Once again, we're seeing the AWPers go all in. JDM, CZ, and head armor. So that's a little bit interesting. You consider him to be very reliant on the AWP, and is not known to be a great rifler, right? So you'd think a player like him, definitely make sure you get the AWP out.
And I would say even worse than that. Even if he was just going to pick up a rifle later, I would have wanted that to be, you know, full smoke, full Molotovs and everything on everybody on the Liquid side. You need to run as much time as you can off the clock when you're playing on the CT side here.
Yeah.
And in the 4th round, they're going to have the same problem that Fnatic were having on Train and not going to have all the utility.
That's if they don't win this round.
That's true.
You're not considering that. They always have a chance.
And you know, just because you bring that up, we're seeing a resurgence of the C75. It's come back in style.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can see 4 of them on Team Liquid using it right now. This is pretty standard stuff, though. Default the start, smokes towards Coffin, CT Spawn, Molotovs in first, Orange as well. It actually hits Nitro, so this should be almost guaranteed as well. I don't see the CTs holding this one off. Oh, a team kill. That certainly helps their chances, though. And Nitro chiming in as well. He can actually find another frag here. Dupree can't take him down, but there it is. Alige, he's still stepping up. And this is actually starting to fall apart for Astralis. Looking very good now. 3 versus 1. Glaive, the in-game leader, up against him.
You called it, Hank. They had to win the round, and they didn't. That's
you weren't ready for it.
Absolutely amazing. It's really, I mean, and in spite of the fact that, as you pointed out, the Molotovs actually landed to force the Liquid players out, but that 1 team kill, just a little bit of confusion in the ranks, and then I think the fact that there was a 3rd player there, they just weren't ready for it.
Yeah, a little stack coming in there from Team Liquid. That's why I'm always a little bit scared about going into the B-bomb side against these partial buys, because, like we said, the CZ so prevalent right now. Great angles there on the B side. Got first orange, second orange, new box, coffins to some extent, and lots of angles you can get, multiple frags with no real refrag potential from the T side. That's why I prefer myself as an in-game lead, I'd be saying, let's go towards the A side. Get the mid control first, smoke off towards our library and Arch, and then you're going up and pincering the bomb side itself. B, that 1 main choke point. If you have 1 bit of a blunder there, like a team kill coming in, probably not going to happen, but if it does, it can start to fall apart very quickly. And now Team Liquid right back in this. Of course, the force buy coming in response from Astralis here. We've got the Deagles, PT50s, and Tech 9s. Device gets a cheeky UMP out. Obviously, every chance they can win this round as well up against Liquids. Primarily SMG focus there. We can see they've got 4 of those, and Stanistor with the M4A4. Nothing really coming in as of yet, but we're going for a bit of mid-control here. Once again, Liquid very passive, allowing Astralis to have mid-control, which is fine if you have the crossfire set up, but we did see in the pistol that synergy wasn't quite there.
Putting quite a bit of pressure there on Banana was Team Liquid, but they've fallen back a bit. They were actually controlling the bottom of it, which you don't see anymore in this new version. It seems like that's gone heavily out of style now. Seems like it will be a bit of a push towards Archway, where Stanislaw is holding, and he's going to catch them in the middle of this setup, the best possible timing, but he doesn't get the kill, and he's going to get refragged after just the 1 on Glaive there, so it looked like he didn't quite want to commit to the fight.
It was a little bit of a wallbang there. I think he overcommitted. He was like, he'd already sprayed like 20 bullets, and then he went all in again. The fact he even got 1 kill with that decision, I think it'd probably be like, okay, well, not the best, but at least took 1 down there. Did some considerable damage as well as he Dupree and Device, low HP. Zipex coming out of the apartments here. don't really have much to work with. They've got a couple of smokes, and they'll be deployed right now. This will be the final commitment towards the A site. With the rotation from Elise, he should be able to do some considerable damage here, or can he? Apparently the Deagle takes him down, pre-opening things up. This could be problematic now for Liquid, but Twist and JDM doing some good work here on the bomb site itself.
Absolutely. Really, really good job. And that's despite of the fact that Twist was once again flashed as he was holding in the pit there. That really makes a big difference, but not going to be around for Astralis. Instead, it's Team Liquid turning it around really early on and even sort of living out that round and just making it work. 2-1 their score currently in their favor, and they've got to be excited. I mean, if you're going to beat a team like Astralis in a best of one, this is how you'd want it to begin.
Absolutely. Glaive on the -1 as well. Hate to see that. Does happen. But yeah, round number 4, this is looking very good for Liquid. Has to be another eco here for Astralis. After losing the pistol, recovering, that's great. Aggressive play now from the CTs. This is like classic NIP strategy. Remember when they were so good on this map? This is something they used to do. They know it's a full eco. Don't let any sort of hijinks come in and some tomfoolery. Just get straight down there and shut them down before they have a chance to even like talk about the round and what they can do going forward. You just like not even let them use it as a pause almost. Just get in there. Xyp9x find a kill though with a Glock somehow. That's probably all they'll find here, considering the bomb's down here. Stanislaw, good position, just re-smokes that as well, buys himself some more time. Actually might work like a little one-way smoke here, but CTs. This one don't have to overcommit. Keep the eye on the bomb. They've already got a huge advantage here.
I think this kind of a mid-rush really can have a big psychological impact on the terrorist team. You know, they suddenly, you know, the map sort of the sort of offense starts much earlier in their mind than it normally would, because they have to think about all of that.
It's just showing you have that in your tactical arsenal, right? You're saying, like, we can be aggressive and you need to watch out for it. You might want to expend some utility to start here. Like, you know it's a pretty safe bet up against Glocks and no armor, but it just kind of suggests to Astralis this could be happening going forward. So it's a good thing to chuck in every now and then, I think. It's obviously not a huge note against just the Glocks, but still something Astralis need to consider going forward. Bomb could have been obtained at that point with the smoke dropped directly on it, but still on the ground here. At this point, Astralis might sound weird to say, people who maybe new viewers just want to die. They can't allow themselves to stay alive after the round timer expends, which is in 25 seconds.
Yeah, find a way to do that. Maybe if you can get them the kill, it'd be ideal, but looks like they're just a great setup here for Liquid, really leaving nothing to chance. So they only lose Nitro, they get the round in, it's 3-1. And now the question becomes, can Astralis sort of make it back early on in the half here? We've seen some, sort of historically on this map, some really, really one-sided scorelines for the CT side where they just pick up, you know, 11, 12, 13 rounds on one side.
Absolutely. Like, I think the older iterations of Inferno were more CT-sided than this current one.
Yes.
But still, like, as we saw towards the end of Inferno, like, and especially the previous version we had to this, right? Towards the end of its tenure, we actually saw it becoming a lot more balanced affair. Like, it did originally start like 13-2s wouldn't be the weirdest half in the world. And then now towards the end of it, that's why I was so gutted when the map was removed, to be obviously updated. It felt like it was just getting to its most interesting point where people were looking great. But then it got removed and we're kind of having to build that up again. Yes, it's pretty much the same map. Obviously, there's some key differences there. I'm sure you're very familiar with them, with the whole theory crafting things. But obviously, we've got lots of new boosts now, lots of new grenades, stuff that's not possible that was before. So it still has, like, it's the reset process now. And we're starting to see it played more and more. When it first came in, it wasn't as played as the old one, but now we're seeing it kind of very commonly in most tournaments.
Yeah, I think for me the really big difference is that B bomb side and just how difficult it is to control top banana as the CT side. And I think that poses some huge challenges to the CT side that no one, as far as I can tell, has really figured out how to do. Like it's really, really tricky because you don't know what's happening in banana. You know, once you, ideally, I think when you're on the CT side, once it's past the 40-second mark, you want to know if there are any terrorists occupying banana. Like, because if you know that, at least you have some clue about what's going on. But that seems to happen a lot now where people just don't have no idea at all. Cheeky grenade, but not going to catch anyone.
This is a big round, and as you can see, Liquid. 3 SMGs into one. JDM, I thought he was hitting that shot all day long in the open. Device down to 17 HP now. He's battling a banana. He should be going down here. There it is. Nitro finding the kill. And that's the kind of smoke play we want to see, right? If you've locked out the other terrorists, anyone's committed past that smoke, he's by himself, right? So that's Device going down. Got tagged at the start. You see him desperately trying to get to the wall position there, but Nitro takes him on. And that's going to be a great start here for Liquid. Considering they have UMPs and stuff here, they've actually upgraded one of those now, AK-47 for a Liege. They're actually looking in a very promising situation. We're going to a 5-on-4.
And you know what? During the extended analyst test there, Duncan was pointing this out. He said, you know, if you're going to have JDM opening on this map, you're going to want to have him be really sort of dynamic, right? He was just an archway. Now he's holding B alone with the AWP, so he's moving around a lot. That's
cool. He showed presence towards second middle, right? They're going to be thinking that's where he is. Maybe we need to go back towards banana, avoid this AWP. JDM looking in great form recently, but here we go. More exchanges coming in now. Twist, another team kill coming in as he takes down Nitro somehow. We didn't quite catch it from his POV, but back towards B, and it's where JDM has to step up. 40 seconds. It's quite a simple play. No smokes deployed as of yet. Can't hit the shot though and will be punished by Dupree. That's the B site open and potentially the round thrown away.
Oh no, Team Liquid. And I mean, he didn't even have to peek that. You know, once he misses a shot, he can just fall back.
Absolutely.
Buy time, stay alive in construction. But that was one hell of a headshot from Dupree. You've got to give him that at least. And now Kirby being very proactive. And that's the end of the round. As soon as he gets that kill on the CT, in CT spawn, essentially, you know there's nothing you could do anymore. The amount of corners you would have to check to go for a 1-on-3 here is almost insurmountable. So just going to be falling back instead. And Stanislaw, well, just hoping to save the AK-47. This is a weird beginning to the half. Team kills seemingly deciding a lot.
And that's the team that got the team kill actually picking up the round as well. Oh no, sorry, it was Astralis that time, wasn't it? Oh, sorry, but going into that B bomb set, right? Let's just talk about JDM's position. He's in a position where you're just taking absolutely one shot, right? And then you're falling back. Like, you're either getting the kill or you're not. And the idea, if you're ever an anchor player towards a B side, especially playing that towards that coffin position as well, you go for one kill, and the idea is just buy as much time as you possibly can. You do not need to go down. Like, it's kind of similar to ramp, and that's the position on nuke, if you think like that. You're going for one kill, and your objective stay alive. And if you don't get a kill, that's fine. You can just go towards ruins, tell them where they're setting up, get some, like, nades expended from the terrorist side. And the fact he didn't hit a single shot there was a little bit disappointing, but the fact he went down even more so there. So Astralis gifted around in that sense, I guess, to Dupree, like you said, a fantastic shot. But now we have Device on the AWP. He opens things up, and this still is a buy for Liquid. It's JDM going down first, though. As we hit the 1 minute 30 mark. Molotov's coming in, the reaction coming in there from the CTs, but now they're dropping like flies. But Stanislaw, he does fight back somewhat, finds Dupree, who can be fine almost every single round towards our boiler room position.
Pushing through the smoke as well to take down Glaive. You've got to imagine that's incredibly frustrating. Astralis just now were in a 5 versus 3, and now suddenly it's back in a 3-on-3. And both of those kills probably unnecessary from Astralis' point of view. Sip down in the pit. He almost gets taken down again. Team Liquid just walking through a lot of these smokes, and that one time it didn't work out. Now it's Stanislaw and Nitro left, and the bomb is being made its way to the A bomb site, but really slowly and safely here. They're not really taking any risks this time.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good. CTs, no kits, no control of the bomb site, both less than half HP as well. Bomb is planted, nice safe position as well. Nitro, the UMP, they will try and boost over. It's a little bit desperate at this point. I don't think Astralis even given an opportunity to find a kill. Keep the crossfire, focus on the bomb, wait till they fully commit before you actually even give them a challenge here. And I think they've realized now they're going to have to fall back and save the M4A4 and the UMP as well. So another great round there from Astralis. Device on the AWP. It's one of those weapons as well. I've spoken to him about his kind of mentality with the AWP on the T side of Inferno. He's like, it's not one of the things we want to force. We're not aiming to get towards it, but if we do win a round, we can pick it up. That's when we kind of want to kind of start running with it. That was maybe a couple of months ago, so they might be adapting their gameplay now. I think generally T side AWP on Inferno is considered to be like sometimes a hindrance because if you lose that first play, you're not getting the opening pick, CTs are denying you anything. When you actually come to the final commitment, that's you're really going to struggle, right? You only can really, like, if you're going towards B side, right? You either get right towards new boxes and you're very committed and CT could take you down, or you're just holding something like Banana. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those weapons like it has to be situational, I think.
Yeah, I feel like you're at the mercy of how much the other team will allow you to creep up. I think if they allow you to sort of creep into towards top mid or top Banana and you can sort of sneak in a kill somewhere, that's great. But if they are the ones taking the initiative, then you might be in a position where it's really hard to put it into use. 3-3 here. The scoreline's tied up, and the money's just not there for Liquid.
It's really not. They won't be forcing into this. This is what we call a partial buy, taking him about to the 2K mark. They've got second stage loss bonus, so they'll be getting $2,400 next round. So definitely enough for a buy. Not an ideal one. Nitro gets the UMP out, but that's saved in the previous round. Doesn't really expend more than that. He actually gives it towards JDM here, but Dupree gets the first kill. Nice cheeky position from him. And here we go. 5-4. Not really much work has to be done at this point. Let's hold up with the CTs to maybe try and get another kill in their favor.
Yeah, they wanted to be aggressive in apartments, but that's actually a big change to this version of Inferno, is that it's really difficult to do that. This hallway can be spammed from, I mean, all over the T side almost. Yeah,
you see a lot of damage being taken. It's like the default, especially like in Source especially, that's all we used to do at the starting defaults, just go spam that, because it does the same thing in that game as well. You just stop them pushing down, you're doing damage, just kind of sending a signal out. Even if you know they're not there, just like don't ever try this, because we're always going to be spamming it, right?
Well, top Banana's being cleared out. And we can tell on the minimap that there's nobody in the B-bomb site, but obviously Astralis don't really know that yet. So the question is if they're going to get any piece of information here that might trip them to the fact that actually something is up, or if they're just going to go and take the fight in A and win it anyway. That seems to be the case here with Sip picking up 2 big kills, and inside of the bomb site, Twister's there looking for a headshot on somebody, but that's not going to happen. And now instead, Should they hunt him here for 1 versus 5?
Considering he has the rifle, I would say yes. Like, yeah, he's watching Banana as well. You know the money's going to be weak for the next round, so don't allow him to save anything, because if he does save the M4, that's an extra 2 grand they have to work with. Oh, okay, Glaive. Manages to take him down. So, well, there you go. They do hunt him and find the kill. Astralis take the lead here, 4-3. As we said, $2,400 coming into the bank account of Liquid. It leaves average money about $4,200 per player on the Liquid side. So, as expected, some UMPs coming out. You need to have utility at Inferno. It's so important, right? So many tight choke points. It's not one of those maps you can just kind of sit back and crossfires on the B side, right? You need to have smokes to actually deploy at the top of Banana, maybe incendiaries as well, just to hold them off and actually give you a fighting chance against the AKs. So they had to opt for a couple of SMGs here and hope that the extra smoke grenades and incendiaries can actually help them out. Fast play from Astralis towards B, though. Look at that first pick, and he's taking them down, though. This is not bad at all from him. It will be dropped eventually by Kiabi, but they've got the man advantage. Molotov starting to rain in, so CTs will be falling back. Happy with their advantage for now, and Zipex trying to recover the situation.
You know what, that Molotov that you just pointed out, that was missing in the first wave of that attack, because they throw the one that goes behind the sandbags, right? But Liquid were like, well, if you're not going to throw the second Molotov, we'll just stay here and fight. And I think that was, Astralis should have, I don't know if they forgot, because they've done it every other time. They've thrown both those Molotovs.
That's true. It means they have, the CDs have no choice but to fall back, right? It's just they can't commit to that duel. So that is actually a really good point. But I like this boost, though. I'm still, like, flabbergasted. This boost seems to work for a kill every single time. No one else seems to shut this down, ever. I don't know why. Let's see if it works out from now.
It is kind of crazy. You see them sort of sneaking in, and actually Sip has found the angle, so we're just talking about it. And, you know, we're happy to see it because you're right. Really often, even at high level of Counter-Strike, people just forget about it. Stanislaw, I think he just managed to edge the head there, but not quite enough to get the shot in. So 3-on-3 for the retake here. The rotation is a little bit away, but I mean, given the fact that they still have a Molotov and some defuse kits here, maybe it's worth it.
I think so. Considering the scoreline and everything here, it's 3-on-3. It looks like Stanislaw will do just that. Coming in for the commitment here. Decent flashback from Dupree. They'll set one of his teammates up. And Device, like we said, the AWP normally in the banana position, but Twist making this possibility now. Device says no. Watching CT spawn, takes down JDM. Now it's looking a bit desperate for the CTs. Low HP, bomb ticking away. Device and Zipex. Zipex especially known as one of the best clutches, but apparently not good enough. Twist out of nowhere finds a couple of kills, but the bomb, it's too far gone, Anders. I can hear the disappointment in your voice. Do you want that to happen?
Yeah, I think they deserved it. That was a really good job on Team Liquid, but you know, it's also one of those 2-on-2s that highlights one of the really important factors, which we always talk about, is this, you know, the utility factor. And imagine if they'd had one smoke to block off those two players on Banana. In a sense, Astralis' after-plant position is, it's only good if they don't have that smoke grenade, which they didn't this time, so I guess thumbs up. But I would say that's a bit of a risk having those two people back there, because, yeah, one smoke grenade and suddenly you're in a lot of trouble. But, hey, it worked out, and Astralis, you know, they're going to be one more round up. But I think Liquid actually, I think they did a pretty good job then.
Yeah, I thought that initial encounter as well with the CT at the top of B seemed promising, right? And I guess we kind of pointed it out, that boost. We were like, okay, this is going to be a guaranteed kill. It always happens. And, of course, Zipex comes in and checks it. At one player, the thing is, the T side, you can actually crawl in undetected if you stick right against the wall and walk across. And we thought that was just going to be the play. Two players walk past. Zipex comes in, blows his head off. Seems too aware.
I'll tell you what, even when that boost isn't in effect, I still think way too many kills happens because, say 4 people push into the B bomb site. It should be the case, in my opinion, that, you know, 3 of them are looking towards, let's say, Dark Corner or Emo, if you want to call it that, New Box, and one of them Construction. And the other guy should be, you know, holding the smoke. And way too often it seems like he doesn't. And then, you know, someone just walks in and gets a kill anyway. There's a lot of carelessness that happens at that exact point on the map.
Well, we have got an AWP brought out here for Team Liquid. We'll see whether they can do anything with this weapon around it. It's going to be CZ's P250 and the UMP. JDM, though, for now, we did say he's looking more assertive these days. He's towards B by himself, but not really being challenged. So allows his teammates to actually fall back and have that stack on the A side once again. The full commitment from Astralis. It's working out for them. It's going to be Kiabi to open another pit. Twist goes down, and look at the position on the minimap. They probably have to save what they have here. Or let's just make sure we take that to the next round, right? This is not even worth going for it.
No, absolutely not. I mean, just stay as a group, make sure that the pistols can keep the AWP safe, because this is not going to be working out. They're getting a couple of kills in, and that just makes it interesting, but still, don't go for it. It's not worth it.
I'm surprised JDM didn't run to the other bomb side. It's knife out. Like, that's nuts. Like, yeah, sure, you get 1 kill, but that's not exactly worth it. Like the risk-reward factor there is just kind of significant, but he gets away with it. He did take one down. I think it was Glaive, and manages to survive at the AWP. But the looks of things now, we have got one player walking in though. JDM swiftly deals with him as Kiabi dropped, and now 2 players ready for a Astralis. Round is already won, unfortunately. There, Liquid did fight back quite considerably there, but not quite enough to place around the board. And we had one player drop with a bomb explosion.
Yeah, it's a real shame that Nitro couldn't find a kill because, you know, they could have saved another rifle. And right now, money is just everything to Liquid. Not just because they're American, but also because they needed to buy the guns.
I was wondering when it was going to be coming in. Show a bit of your personality. You've been warming up.
Well, I think we've already been dishing it out to the American side, which we do love. Obviously, I think it's just part of the Counter-Strike culture now. You can't really change it, can you?
I guess, yeah. I guess you're right. What can we do? We're just made to do these things.
Yeah, it's happening. See it there, both those Molotovs again, and actually, Elige will pick up the kill. He wasn't even the guy being boosted, but no, I lied. It's only the one they throw. Yeah, they need that second one. Yeah,
that's true. It means the CTs can't challenge at the very start, right? But I guess it's costing quite a lot, but there it is. Twist racking them up in the apartment. 6 on Zipex and Dupree. Much better round here for Liquid generally. A double AWP setup. When things get a bit desperate in Counter-Strike generally on the CT side, that seems to be a go-to play. Lose like 5-6 rounds in a row. You're thinking, how can we mix things up? We need a completely different stance here. What we're doing is not working. The double AWP setup, definitely prevalent on Inferno right now. I think it was G2 that really brought it into fashion with that Kenny S and Shoxy combo. Yeah. And obviously like teams like FaZe suddenly adapting it as well. It's definitely very worthwhile at times. It can be shut down with execution potential here, but if you've got assertive AWPers going for kills at the start, it seems to be working very nicely for Liquid here. Nitro on that secondary AWP, he's found a kill. And of course, JDM as well. We'll see what happens here in Glaive. In a 5 versus 1, at this point, he knows he's not going to survive. He might as well try and do as much as he possibly can, right? Try and get maybe 2-3 kills. That'd be enough just to keep limiting the economy of Liquid and then have a chance to fully reset them if they do win the next one.
Liquid aren't giving him any chances.
This is how they need to do it.
Yeah, they're really playing it well in that sense. You know, no one is really being aggressive or peeking or anything like that. Twist with a great round, I think 3 kills, and the first 2 ones were that annoying crab spray. There's no worse way to die in Counter-Strike than someone crab spraying. Look at this.
Flashbang was so good. Wrecked. Good timing there. Called for the flashbang from his teammate. Twist funnels him towards B, JDM, and Nitro doing work at the AWPs there. So at Astralis timeout here, just working out what the players going forward. They have not purchased the AWP, I can confirm that now. 5 AKs for the T side here. 6-4, still looking very good for them after going 3-1 down. This is a good recovery. Chance for Zeus to chime in as well. You can see at the top of your screen. Obviously the coach for Liquid. I think he's probably the perfect coach generally for them. Think about it, like he seems like very authoritative in that sense. He's got a lot of experience. He'd be able to control some of the personalities within that team. I think Elige seems to be quite difficult to control at times if he gets like upset about a certain thing. I think Zeus has probably got a perfect handle on how to make sure he gets the best out of his players.
Yeah, and they're young guys as well, you know. So I think even just having someone who's like a voice of reason who can sort of chime in and shut down any unnecessary discussion, I think is definitely going to be important.
Yeah, I can totally see that.
Well, we'll see how it goes. I mean, 6-4 right now. They can still recover this Team Liquid, but they sort of have to step it up now and really make this work. That last round was good. That double up setup is everything they wanted. Now, just repeat. You do it again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a bit of a heroic from Twist to have that same sort of double spray down, but it was a good start. Their first real gun round on the board, and we'll see if they can hold on to the lead here. It wouldn't be a devastating reset they lost this round, because they kept all 5 players alive, but obviously not ideal. So, execution coming in from Astralis. Here, sort of 4 players lining with smokes. This is looking dangerous, as CT is limited with vision now. 3 smokes on the quad side, and they're not actually going all in. They're waiting for the CT reaction, baiting out those grenades and seeing where the CTs go with this.
Yeah, they really want some sort of feedback from this, and they're peeking towards Archway, and actually they're going to be walking in. So the question is, Team Liquid, will they be ready for this? It seems like Elige has got the perfect timing, not realizing someone else has pushed in through CT spawn. That could get really weird now. Yeah, Glaive, especially with the time left, he can make this round. They
go back towards B, right? He just gets his first kill. He's going to go through Ruins for sure. Like, he's going to try his best to actually get in that position, get that first kill. His teammates will be waiting outside tentatively at B, right? They'll be waiting by the banana position. If he gets his one kill, boom, they're going in. So here he goes. Like I said, I'm almost certain he goes towards Ruins at this point. It's the best way to sneak in. You're not as exposed. There he goes.
Oh, man. Nitro is going to be on the phone just yelling at his teammates saying, what the hell is going on? Yeah, it could even be that, but I mean, this is just horrible. Glaive picks up the kill, and you've got to wonder, at that point in time, the communication in between the teammates, someone's going to be yelling, and obviously Nitro in this...
You've got to be aware at that point, because at least did find 1 kill, right? And I think at that point, as a York player, you just have to take the risk. I think maybe you get towards the emo position in the back right, that could be your safest bet, knowing that something could be coming CD spawn, but still, you're just hoping for the very best in that sense, and this is a full save. Like I said, a reset potential for Liquid. Might as well save the 3 weapons, including the AWP. Nitro there, just thrown to the wolves a little bit. Like I said, it's not real way you could know. It's a possibility, sure, but when you're by yourself, take a gamble. You need to be aggressive, I guess, and try and get that first pick. And obviously, hindsight's brilliant for me, saying get towards the back right, but he didn't know that was coming in.
Now that we just have like a couple of seconds, I actually think this is one of the most interesting features of Counter-Strike, and this is one of the things that we can't know because we already can't hear the team comms, but I would want to know when Elish picks up that first kill towards Archway, right? Does he make the call and say to his teammates, there's no one else Arch? Or does he say, I only saw one? Or does he say, I'm not sure?
He would have to be like speculating, right? He'd have to be saying, 1 down at Arch, but now I'm dead. Like, he loses track. Like, 2 seconds later, he doesn't have any vision on that anymore. So let's see it from Elite's POV. What did he actually see coming in? This is a great replay, actually.
It's the time. Look at the timing.
He just didn't see him, right?
He checks.
Yeah.
So that one little check could make him tell everyone else.
There's so many like millions of nuances in Counter-Strike we don't normally consider in that sense. That's what a huge one right there. If he peaks like even 0.2 seconds earlier, he actually spots him and sees him going through, and that's a different round. So that's really cool in that sense to point that out. I think that's quite a cool point. But still, we get to the next round, 7-4. And there it is, assertive JDM stepping up there, going towards second middle. Glaive is waiting for him as well, gets taken down, and that's job done in terms of the initial encounter. The Nitro wants a little bit more. He finds another kill here, 5-on-3. JDM, I'd say fall back at this point, my friend. The job has been done. Don't give anything away. Manages to stay alive. It's on the 76 HP, but that's great. This is what people have been saying about JDM recently. He seems to be finding his mojo again and actually going for these aggressive picks and opening up the map for his team.
Hey, if you could do it against a team like Astralis, you could do it against every team, and I think that's really important because it just isn't as exciting watching a player who's really good against, tier 2 opposition, but then when they play some of the best, that goes away. So yeah, credit to JDM for stepping it up. He's going to get a kill on Sip as well. This is looking really good for Team Liquid. You wish they could have done it just a bit earlier, but it's still worth it here. 5-7, going to be the scoreline, and Team Liquid doing a lot to break down the economy of Astralis as well. I don't know how much money they've got left, but it can't be that much.
Yeah, absolutely. It's enough for a buy, but it won't be a fantastic one. We've got 6K on Glaive. Let's have a little replay there. Glaive, that was so fast from JDM. 6K for Glaive, so he can drop like UMPs if required. The other guys can just about squeeze out AKC. Yeah, 2 UMPs coming in, a Tech 9 for Glaive. I'm not sure they're all in here. We've left about $1,000 on 3 players. So, yeah, sure, they've committed with a buy. Device of the AWP especially, but still a little bit of residual cash. We go into round number 13 here. 7-5. 3 players towards Banana at the start. Incendiary to stop the rush. And it's up to Device now trying to find that first pick. We're smoked out once again. That can be so frustrating as a T-side AWP. And that's why we talk about it, whether it actually has its place on the T-side of Inferno. Because you're very vulnerable to grenades being thrown and being locked out of the round for so long. The only play you can really do is stick into a 5-man unit and going towards the site, and then the AWP's almost redundant at that stage. But good positioning from Elise, getting right down there, baited in by Nitro.
Now, I wish that, I mean, people have done this, even I know how those smokes work. You can actually throw smokes from A to where Elise is holding right now, bottom banana. So, just to help him out, because then he could probably hold that position alone for a while, and you could rotate the other guy over, but teams don't really seem to have picked that up yet. And I think it's gone out of style because you can't do the archway smoke anymore like you used to. But there are still other options that people haven't really explored too much, I feel like. Some grenades going out here, but it seems like this is all just for show.
Well, they're not fully committing just yet. T-side back towards B, and that's the big pick. It's interesting that he actually went for the face side. I think he flashbanged at the start, but I think he needed to be baited in by Nitro. They were just kind of segregated then. Now it's up to the aforementioned most skilled player on the team. Stepping up the AK-47, needs to find 2 here at least. There's 1. Might be able to do this as he takes down 2 as well. He actually saves the round, 3 in total. Very good stuff there from Nitro. Just as his teammates go down as well, he actually had to step up there tremendously. And from the new box position of all places as well, that's normally like 1 kill, trying to stay alive as long as possible, right? But he challenges and knows he had to step up and delivers a world-class performance. That's actually very good with the AK. You can see they're all focused on CD spawn. What is this? Why is no one checking that position whatsoever? It's just after they lose the first frag. It seems to fall apart, and he gets a nice little collateral there as well. That's not bad.
I wonder if, because they got the frag so early on Elish, they think, well, there's no one else here. Right? Yeah, we've got it,
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Yeah. That's a big assumption to be making, if
Absolutely.
that's the case.
Like, you're right. Like, they did get nice early frag. It's like, oh, he was so... It is current in CSGO, man. If you get that first kill or B, like, if it's someone that deep or at the car, they might just be by themselves, right?
And one of my favorite things, we haven't really seen it here, but one of my favorite things ever is to, if you're sort of halfway ecoing or something, you put one guy forward in banana, and he's sort of just meant to go down, and then you have three more waiting.
Yeah, that's cool. That's like a really old school strat. Like, you should like rush 2 down banana, have 3 stacking on the site. The objective is the first 2 just get 1 kill, then you kind of bait them into walk into the rat trap, I guess.
Yeah, they just keep going for it.
Yeah.
A lot of trouble here for Astralis. They woke up top banana. They dropped the bomb. Now they're going to try and push in, but Liquid have a pretty good crossfire right now. Elise just has to stay alive. There's no real threat that anyone is going to run him down at the moment because he's got backup from the ruins, and that's Nitro picking up a good kill. He's really stepping it up here, and just wonderful defense coming out from the American side. It's 7-7. They've managed to tie it up. I've got to say, I'm impressed by Liquid right now. They're really holding on to this game.
They've showed good tenacity so far, just actually getting back into it after losing a spell of 5 rounds and being reset after winning 1 gun round as well. Actually looking great. This is really solid CT half from them, and you're up against one of the world's very best teams, and they're holding their own. It's definitely not as imbalanced as it used to be, like we discussed earlier. It's not like you should be winning at least double digits to the CT side. This is fine. They get the 8-7 against a team like Astralis after losing the pistol as well. I'm sure they'll be fine with that. So we're going to round number 15 here. Astralis, they do get a reasonable buy here, lacking Molotovs essentially, but Liquid single orb setup once again. JDM this time not going for the super aggressive phase. He does look towards apartments at the start. He'll be falling back to the bomb side now. No damage inflicted on either side just yet. 1 minute 30, and no banana presence from Astralis whatsoever. Locked out once again. Elige throwing that same smoke. That might be his cue to fall back. But here we go. The final commitment from Astralis. JDM changing his position once more. Can't find his first pit, but just about misses it.
Wow, the timing there just meant everything. Twist is going to be helping out, and JDM finds a kill, but they've lost almost all of the aim presence here. Stanislaus down, the last player holding on the site, and they should be getting a bomb plant in. That's a bit awkward now, throwing the bomb out of apartments. Look, they actually have to jump up on the cart. This is buying just a lot of time for Liquid to get into play. You could see Sipnix, he's still jumping around with that bomb. That actually bought valuable seconds, but Dupree's going to show up and take down Nitro. So in the end, looks like it will work out all right here as Elige is in a 1 versus 3 for the 15th round. He obviously has to go for it. He's got no chance at all. But ultimately, yeah, I mean, that was just a really good execute for Astralis. It did work out, and some fortunate timing as well. Elige here, he hasn't made any noise yet, but as soon as they find out where he is, they're just all going to converge on him right away, so don't really see this working out for him. He's trying his best, walks in and gets taken out, and it's going to be 8-7 in favor of Astralis at the end of it. Yeah,
positives for both teams, I guess, towards the end of that one, Anders. The fact is Liquid had a rough start. Like, they had 3-1 up, right, then losing 5 rounds in a row. They're kind of stabilizing the gun rounds. They look much better towards the end. But Astralis, same sort of story as well. Winning the pistol, then being shut down. They managed to come back and had that great spell. So I guess 8-7, either team won't be necessarily over the moon with it, but they're like, okay, this is still absolutely fine. Especially Astralis, I guess, winning on the T side. That's going to be significant. They know they could probably get a few more on the board. But still, they over to the CT side now. We see a CZ come out on the pistol. That's kind of rare. It's going to be Device wielding that weapon. He's got a smoke as well. And we'll have a look at the T buy. 1 smoke, 1 flashbang, and a PT50 for Stanislaw. Looks like a default for now. I'm going to right back into the second half.
A bit of a smoke being expended. It can't really mean too much to Liquid. They must know that there's not going to be like 3 more smokes at top banana. So I guess it's really just to establish a bit of control. Actually, it looks like they're going to use it to rotate 4 men towards A. So that's exactly what Liquid were doing on the T side pistol. They had 4 people holding over here, and they still lost it. We'll see if Astralis can do better.
Yeah, we will indeed. 1 minute 20 now, and still with the smoke and Stanislaw. PT50 in hand as well. They're starting to edge their way towards the A site, which I will assume that's where they'll end up as well, considering they have no map presence anywhere else. 2 players in the apartments, make it 3 now. And Stanislaw presumably throwing that smoke towards the library side. That would make sense. So that smoke goes in, means the CT's rotating in, have a real rough time as the flashbang comes over as well. It's down to Dupree to step up. Great pistol player. Can't find that first headshot though.
These are identical rounds. This is almost unreal. Kiebi and Glaive picking up 2 big frags, and JDM is in. He needs another one quick here, and the bomb is down in the pit. This is not good. Stanislaw and JDM are left 2 versus 3 right now. 40 seconds on the clock. They're missing just a lot of shots in the pre, running out of bullets at the end. What is this circus that's happening in the pit?
Yeah, that looked really convincing for Astralis, but JDM finding 3 kills now. Let's open up the window of opportunity once again. And Stanislaw with that PT50, a bit more range in the Glock. Have to throw the bomb out of the pit though. It's still a little bit Scary for the T side here, but now Device coming in, that CZ denies the plant. That's great timing from him. Now it's going to be a full ace clutch of JDM to have any chance here, but taking down to 8 HP. 2 players to find. I think best case is get to plant him. One should be rushing him, actually biding the time, okay. Allowing him to at least have a chance to win this round.
He ends up going down, so Device with 2 kills there. The CSET 75 pays off, but this is really odd. These were almost identical rounds, you know, the flashbang from mid towards pit and everything.
It's a really common pistol round though. Like I always say about Mirage, right? Every team does the same T pistol, right? They do the smoke on the steps and towards jungle, flashbangs over, and it's more that you know it's coming to the CT side. You just kind of, how do we hold this off? What's our play to try and stop it? That's actually quite usual as well. The apartment's so strong here. When you know they can't really spray you down or AWP you one by one, you do one smoke towards a library position to stop the rotations and players actually holding long range angle with the USPs. Flashbangs over and you're just trying to get that first frag, a refrag at least, and just seeing if you can shut down the CT defense. Liquid, they get a plan out of that one, maybe thanks to JDM's heroics there with the Glock somehow managing to stay alive for so long. But that's all they get out of this. So they will not be force buying for this round. They will be getting AKs out in the third. So just PD50s and 1 Tech 9 for Nitro. Up against a full SMG purchase from Astralis. That's a weird decision, Michael. You know the AK's coming out next round. You've got SMGs across the board. That's a little bit strange, but they should still be fine to win the round, sure. But we'll see whether they can get a clean victory.
Yeah, you always wonder about this many SMGs on one team because
like,
it could get out of control.
I'm preparing for the round number 3. I'm at least getting like couple of Famises in their rifles doing challenge. Like the UMP is great, but I think I have a straight up duel against AK-47s as well. You want to have rifles here just to buy you a bit more range. And I mean, you can be a little bit more aggressive, I guess, at the start of the round. But regardless, 4 players still alive for Astralis here. It's Kiabi that drops first, and with no nades here or no armor, yeah, sure they have the man advantage right now. It's difficult to see it going much further, but unless the timing's working in their favor. Actually taking down Blades with low HP, but here we go. The MP9 show from Dupree finds 3 kills, and now it's at Nitro and Elise. They get a bomb plant out of this, they'll be over the moon. That's great. Probably won't win the round, but this is something to work with. Actually boost their chances going forward.
Actually, Nitro has a Molotov. I mean, it's still pretty early on, but it's going to buy a bit of time. Maybe put some pressure on Astralis just so they lose some of those seconds here. See how that's going to work out for them. Waiting down in the pit here with the P250 long range. I don't really blame him for not using the MP9 right now. I think it makes more sense in the leash. Going to pick up 2 big headshots now. It's on Nitro, 1-on-1, and he's hiding here. Sibney's going to have to pick up the mantle and just try and rush him down, and he's going to go down. Nitro hitting a headshot, and Team Liquid turning the tide. What an unlikely round to win.
Absolutely. That's kind of cool, though, to watch that round unfold the way it did. After finding the first pick, we're saying, okay, cool, they get the bomb down, that's great. Dupree with a 3-man MP9 spread, and you think that's enough, but it's a lead from the pit. What was this? That range as well? That's nuts. He manages to do that much damage there. And Nitro holds his nerve here in the 1v1 clutch against Zipex of all people as well, Anders as well. Known to be one of the very best clutches we have in CSGO. So that's a massive round for them to pick up. Liquid right back into this. And to get to round number 18 here, it's going to be a partial buy from Astralis. 3 players going all in, to be fair. PT50s and some body armor across the board. Dupree, probably one of the best eaglers, I would say, especially in Denmark right now. Great with that weapon. Maybe can cause some damage.
Yeah, he's definitely lethal with that one. There are some standout players in the world that just really pop to mind whenever that pistol comes up.
Nico,
yes.
Dupree. Actually, the other Nico as well from Heroic. Yeah. He's super sick with the Deagle.
That is true. See, similar grenades coming out. Actually, those 2 Molotovs seem to have just been put into sort of standard play at this point. Device is playing further up than they land, so if they had tried to push through, then that could have got real scary, but they're going to be falling back instead and going to try and boost their way over. So really careful approach by Liquid here. Yeah,
that's the way you want it to be. Plenty of time to work with here. You have a huge advantage. You know the force spikes coming in from Astralis here. So just get that first pick. That's always the objective of these rounds. Get some intel as to where the stack may be. Try and bait out some grenades. They did see some of the top of B there, so that suggests there is presence towards the B side of the map. There we go. It's a crossfire, as we can see right now. Coffins and the first oranges as well. But we'll see whether this little stack works out with the CT. 3 players in total. Aker going in first. That's going to be Stanislaw. Like I said, get that first pick. Then you should be absolutely fine. But that's a great smoke. 25 seconds remaining, and this could fall apart, you know. They're going to have to push through this.
They're going to be falling back and
right back. Okay.
Yeah, it takes I think it takes like 13, 14 seconds to run from top banana to the A-bomb site. So you've got to be really careful. Kiebi ready with the Deagle and waiting. They actually jump over it. What a ridiculous shot from Twist. What is going on?
I thought they were all in. I thought they pushed through the smoke, boys.
I don't even want to see that shot from his point of view. Can we not?
I think you're going to have to, mate.
I don't want to see the replay of that. That's not the kind of Counter-Strike I want to see.
The thing is, that Deagler, like I'm saying, it was so dicey to get back to the A side, because if you lose that first kill, like, you don't really have time to check everything, right? If there's one player in the pit, just get the one dig, denies the plant, that's round over. In 10 seconds, they've got to recover the bomb, get it planted, and the frag as well. That would have been like a horrible round to give away, but Liquid managing to hold their nerve and managing to plant twist. What a play that was. Jumping shot, of course.
Obviously. I actually think the genius of saving a smoke till that late in a round like this where you only have pistols is, and this is like the perfect example of it really. Once it goes down, think of how quickly on Liquid side you have to make up your mind about whether or not you're pushing through or falling back. Like, that's a split-second decision, right? Yeah. Because you don't have any time, and very often people will make a mistake in that. You know, they'll just panic and say, "Oh, like, we gotta go."
That you could see how that could have fallen apart though. They had no chance to actually check anything properly. Let's have a look at this window. Was it a full jump?
I don't want to.
Oh, pretty much. Yeah, I think he just landed as the second bullet went down. Was still that. Probably shouldn't be as accurate as it was, but he'll take it all day long. It's going to be round number 19 here, and Astralis, well, after losing the second round there, things are tied up now. It's going to be Liquid 9, Astralis 9, and a full eco here for the Danish side. We're going to have just USPs, P250s, and device, a little bit more. He's got the 5.7 and body armor. Got a flashbang to work with as well. In terms of the stacks, nothing really interesting coming into the play. Two players, a Banana and Nitro. He'll be helping himself to this side of the map, it seems. Walking in any second now. In the cubby, but trying to get this first pick. It's looking very good for him. So let's play the fountain, deals with him, and they'll actually be fully committing here. Not too bad. Gets both kills.
Yeah, trying to set up with that flashbang, but didn't work out at all. Just actually really good movement from Nitro. He turned around before anything even happened then. And now dupreeh and Kirby just looking to see if they can get any kills at all in the end of this round here. But this is going to be Team Liquid overtaking Astralis in rounds here. It's going to be 10-9 for sure. And I'm just, again, very impressed now. Astralis are the ones who have to show us what they can do on the CT side once they pick up the rifles. Sure.
Well, dupreeh, last player remaining. Liquid take the lead at this point, and dupreeh dealt with there. So money's actually pretty decent for Astralis. It's about the 4.6k mark, so there's enough to actually buy into it, but no orbs coming out. Device actually knocked down to just UMP, opting for more grenades here in number 20, but Liquid definitely in with a shot of winning this map now. Actually looking quite convincing here. They're going to, I guess, what we'd call maybe a bonus round at this stage, considering they've got like residual UMPs here, and there's Astralis players about head armor as well. That makes things a lot more dangerous now for the Danish side. dupreeh and Glaive are head armor, so look out for them, the way they go down, and whether it was the UMP that was their nemesis. Here we go. Three players towards B at the start for Astralis. One will be falling back, of course. That's going to be Glaive, who just drops the initial smoke. Smoke at the bottom of the banana area, so you can see Nitro locked out there, and this is a chance for the CTs to push down and gain some sort of map control here.
Oh, that's a nice grenade on Nitro.
Yeah, 40 damage there.
Smoke just, I think he thought he was pretty safe all the way back on the ramp here, but
those sort of grenades, like, you might not think it's too flashy, it doesn't get a kill, but that actually makes the M4s now have one bullet potential on that player, so that's actually pretty significant.
Plenty of time right now for Liquid. I like this slow approach that they've been going with. They really want the maximum amount of information every round before they make up their minds.
And also as well, it bleeds the CTs out. They have to throw smokes at the very start. If you're rushing, you're always kind of playing into that sort of idea. But if you just play the round out like a full default, try and show presence there, try and get some smokes out of their hand. You know the money's not going to be great for the CT side here. This is looking pretty textbook from Liquid. They're quite confident in this one. One player at B now, that's Device. He's got his final grenade there. Is the smoke. Only UMP to work with as well. So sure, that gets deployed, but there's still 35 seconds here. So they can wait for that pretty comfortably. Try and hold him on this side of the map with Nitro there, challenging with his UMP. As we go back towards there with the bomb. Standard store, presumably going to be using the same smoke from the pistol towards the library side.
Yeah, and actually Astralis are falling back into position on the A side. They've got the call from Device on the other side that they're not coming towards Banana. So dupreeh, that's a good pickup. Kirby does go down, and there's still Glaive. So now it's still all on dupreeh in the bomb side, getting the headshots with the USP. He needs to reload this rifle, but he's not going to be able to. I think he landed one more shot there. And in the end, it will be a 2-on-2 here, but he's made it possible for them to win the round. Oh, no!
What are they doing?
They don't have any time.
Was a bomb down?
It was down in the pit. I thought they went straight for it, but
yeah,
Liquid.
That's what I thought as well, but I just saw it. 4 seconds remaining as well. Well then, dupreeh, I thought, okay, that was just about enough to make the chance, like, give them a chance to make it a realistic situation for them, but the bomb down, I guess that was where it all fell apart. So let's see where that bomb got dropped. So it must have been this player here, right? There it is. Okay, so that's the problem. So Dupree, at this point, is still alive as long as he can. The fact he gets that kill's nuts, and I guess single-handedly wins the round there. Big round for Astralis to pick up.
I've got to point out as well, just how much of a difference it makes. The device, he sees one person, puts up a smoke, but then nothing else happens. So he can make the call for the rest of the Astralis team to say, well, look, there's not much else going on right here, so just stay on A.
Bit of damage there done to Stanislaw and Nitro. Pretty sure they were trying to make their way in towards Banana. Found the Molotov at their feet as they decided to push in, and now smoked out once again.
Can we talk about the fact that Glaive has 2 kills? I mean, I guess 3. He was got the team killed.
It was like 0 and 12 at one point, I think. So yeah, he's normally like one of those in-game leaders celebrated as being a really good fragger as well, right?
Yes. And
he team killed, like he's got 3 kills technically, I guess. He did have 1 kill before he team killed. They went down to... Oh no, he didn't. It was on -1, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a -1 for a while.
Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Well, yeah, this is not a great performance for him. 2 for 17. That's pretty shocking in anyone's book. But still, all it takes is one clutch from him or 1 round, significant impact, and all will be kind of forgiven at that stage. We'll see whether he can step up his game going forward. 2 seconds remaining now, and Liquid do have B control in terms of Banana. Bomb still down at T steps though, and the smoke remaining. 2 smokes, it's enough for a basic execution towards B. There's the first towards CD Spawn, but smoked out themselves. That's the device once again, dropping it at the perfect time with 35 seconds remaining here. And do Liquid push through this, or try and wait up and risk not getting the bomb down again?
It's even a 3rd player rotating in here. I mean, this is just a great read from Astralis. This is everything you want from a CT side right now. They're going to commit to it Liquid, and right now Astralis know they can't fall back. They have to go for this.
Here he comes. Told you.
Just had to call him out once. The 3rd kill even coming in. Device has gone down, but this is happening right now for Glaive. He just needed a little bit of pressure, I feel like. 10 seconds here. Twist going to go for the plant, but they're not even going to wait for it. Straight takes him down. Is Glaive with a quad kill. There it is.
That's so typical, isn't it? As soon as you say, oh, a bit of a quiet game, he has a massive round. That's what I was saying. Like, as soon as you have one of those sort of rounds where he single-handedly wins it for his team, he's like, yeah, you know what? They're now winning the game, so that's absolutely fine. Through the smoke, he gets 2 and denies a plant as well. That takes money away from Liquid. And that's actually quite significant considering their circumstance right now. About 4.5k per player. They get the bomb down, they actually get an extra $800 per player, right? So Glaive going above and beyond in that particular round. Number 22 up next. We do have a buy here. JDM bring out the AWP. 3 acres as well. Ali's yet to buy. So very well played. Just to note as well, Device dropping that smoke once again at the 30-second mark. That's so devastating for a T-side when you've committed to go towards B. It's like, right, pick your poison time. Are we running through and potentially getting mowed down with the M4s, or are we waiting and then maybe not even getting the bomb down? So it's really difficult to make a decision there. Takes kind of an iron fist from the in-game leader to decide on the fly to go, okay, now I need to work out what my plan is here. Do I call to stop and maybe lose around in one way, or go through and hope for the best? Yeah,
and I mean, last time it happened, they rotated back and it cost them the round, right? It got
That's
really bad.
Rounds. It's got a little dicey when the smoke gets deployed at the last moment.
So 10-11, JDM opening up with a big frag on Device. That's what they need, and we talked about this so much now, the AWP on the T side. If you can make it work like that, then that's all you really want out of a round, but they will lose Elation. That's to an unlikely AWPer in Dupree, who picks up a kill, but we've actually seen him do this before, and he can be pretty lethal with it, and he gets another kill, taking down Stanislaw. Just what is going on? And Glaive shows up. Dupree finding 4 kills on the round with the AWP. Well, there it is.
That's actually kind of sick from him. Not known to be an AWPer, but if you had to choose someone on Astralis to be the secondary AWPer, I guess his name would come up first. Like, that's I guess like they have been up there with the world's best the last year or so, but they've always been kind of criticized for that. They don't have that double AWP plan, and Dupree's been trying to do it more and more. We've seen glimmers of it, and I guess this is testament to that work coming into practice right now. Dupree goes down, sorry, Device goes down to start, and Dupree picks up the AWP, and looks great. That second shot especially, that was some world-class stuff in that round. Very good.
That's going to feel so bad if you're Liquid, because you're not going to get too many rounds where you get an opening like that. You know, straight frag really early on in the half, so also in the round, so you can just make it work. And now there's an actual barbecue going on.
Apparently so. The bomb dropped as well, and I think at this point they know this round's over. Zipex insults to injury there. Through the smoke, AK-47 finds 3 kills. As I said, the barbecue coming in and taking down 2 players to start pretty much signifies it's going to be the end.
Fried banana. You a fan of it?
Fried banana. That sounds quite delicious, actually.
It's a real thing. Yeah. I had it just the other week.
Why did you have that?
We're at a Brazilian barbecue.
That's true. I've had it there before. Yeah? Now it's all flooding back to me.
Yeah,
when we were in Sao Paulo, I actually remember that. That's
really good.
It's pretty cool. Double AWP setup now. Glaive this time. Again, you know what, Dupree? I liked what you did there. Can I have a go?
Just just taking that away from him.
Yeah.
It's a bit cruel, I think. Heartless.
Well, he'll be holding towards the quad side, and 13-10. Astralis definitely looking quite dominant here towards the latter stages here, the second half. 13-10 and double orbs. Weak 5 for Liquid. They still have 4 AKs and JDM with the AWP. He's got no head armor, no nades himself. He's certainly not feeling fully comfortable here. Kiabi, bottom of the scoreboard now, 7 kills, 18 deaths. Another start, I guess, missing from the Astralis lineup so far. Normally known as one of the bigger fraggers. Oh, there we go.
Look at that exchange from those two players. Again, it's Device and JDM got the better of him last time, so I guess it's only fair. I think the problem for Liquid is they're sort of running out of real estate right now. They need to do something with these last rounds. If they're serious about making a comeback, it has to be now. Because Astralis are going to be right on the edge of winning this game. Flashbang is pretty good, and it will force Glaive to fall back, but then the bomb is dropped. That's really unfortunate. I have no idea, Henry.
Yeah, it's the 5-on-3, still a chance here, but it's going to take some wondrous performance from, I guess, one of the players in the archway. Stanislav finds one. Device doesn't need to overcommit here. That almost hit, and he actually finds 2 kills in total, so now we do have a chance. 3-on-3, bomb still down.
Yeah, 25 seconds left.
Still go back towards B, you know. Yeah, they will.
This is just a smart move, and again, one of those mid-round calls that's so important. The grenade will get him, but that almost looked like another team kill was about to happen. Nitro and Twist, they only have 1 flashbang. That's so unfortunate. This is where you wish you could have picked up something in transit, you know, any smoke, any Molotov or anything like that.
Boys, what's this? Oh! Just about get away with the kills, almost guaranteed. He was running out of time, right? He could have gone behind the fountain, I think, just about, but opts for a real open plan there. Nitro now up against it, 3 versus 1, full commitment of the spray, and Molotov at his feet. It was a good try, the fast rotation. I like the thought behind it, but that play going down the middle as well. I guess there was 8 seconds remaining. I think they pretty much could have got the safe plant in, but took a gamble and punished for it. Nitro got the plant in, but no round of victory here, and Astralis get 1 step closer to closing this game out. It's going to be 14-10 now, but we are a maximum loss bonus for Team Liquid. We're going to get $3,400. Here's the replay for Stanislav. Got a couple of frags. He definitely got them back into this round as well. I think this is when Device went down. Yes, indeed. Kiabi, though. There's the die of the plant, and the round over. The Molotov lands at his feet.
Yeah, there's nothing that he's going to be able to do at that point in time, is there? 14-10, and I think we've got a tactical timeout for Team Liquid. I mean, if they were going to have one, then I guess now is the time. They will have the money to buy, but I'm still wondering. I feel like they haven't found enough answers here on the T side. You know, there isn't like one good thing that they've done that we could sort of go back to and say, well, that really worked. We should do that again. I
guess the pistol strategy, we've seen that come out in a gun round. Didn't really seem to have the same sort of effect, but yeah, so far they've won 3 rounds right in the second half, 2 of which were off the back of getting that force buy victory in round number 2, then up against a force buy from Astralis, winning that, then they win an eco. So they haven't really won a proper gun round in rounders. They're actually getting wrecked in the latter stages. 5 in a row now for Astralis. And aggressive play from Dupree. With that first pick, did a little bit of damage, but takes some himself. Good nade there, might just land. She doesn't, then some, takes Twists down to 58 HP. So good damage there as he falls back. Get some intel. It's the fear of God into them as well, and he might be waiting for them in the apartment's position. They'll slowly make their way out. This is a fast commitment by the looks of things as well. Bomb there as well. It's going for one of their kind of set strategies, a couple of basic smokes, and a missed shot from Glaive. Not an AWP. It's going to give a few kills now towards Liquid.
Yeah, be ready. That's the bomb down in pit. He goes for more hits, a headshot, but finally he will be taken down, and looked like that was about to spiral out of control once again. Device and Sip now coming in fairly quickly, and this position from Stanislav is so good. He doesn't really have to do very much. He could just sort of listen and even get a kill then. But even if he's not too aggressive, you know, he can just draw that into a really long fight, and it becomes almost impossible to retake. So just great job. Why is he juggling both the orbs away?
Deny them, I guess, for... You can't take both in the next round and throw 1 over the wall just to limit, I guess, the T side so they can't save an orb.
Spiteful.
Yeah, you hate to see that. But yeah, that was actually quite cool from Liquid. You can see that the really slow play stuff has been coming out time and time again. They're getting shut down by the smokes to start, then they lose a first pick, and they seem a little bit cagey at that stage. I think they was going, right, this is our objective to start at this round. 1 smoke coming in. Luckily, Glaive's on the other side with the AWP, and that double orb set up, and he misses a really vital shot. Yeah. Doesn't get that, he gets dropped, and then... And they managed to overwhelm the ace side. So finally, Liquid winning a gun round there. Kiabi did what he could toward the end of that. Like, he's in the pit. Had a really quiet game so far. You see him adjusting his headset. Maybe not looking 100% comfortable right now. Frag total for him is, to be fair, he stepped it up in the last few rounds, 13 to 19. Esclave is still right down there, 6 for 18. Had that one really good round of 4 kills.
Yeah.
That's all he's really had. So
Are those the only 4 kills he's had in the second half there?
I think it must be, right? He might have got 1 kill on the pistol, I'm not sure.
Maybe him having a bit of an off game. I'm sure if you follow him on Twitter, you'll see later, you know, oh, that was not my game, you know, I just wasn't feeling good.
But the results are the most important thing at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
They win this, like, you're not really worried about that. You think tough games happen, and Device now.
That's the difference between you and I, Henry, because I think my own personal result is the one that's more important.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we could lose the game anytime.
Well, we lost, but guys, I did get 30 frags.
Yeah,
you know.
I did do well. Maybe that's why I was never a professional player. Maybe
yeah, that's probably the only reason, probably, I'd imagine. Nothing else.
The only thing. Well, there it is. Currently with a kill, and now I feel like this is a classic Inferno problem. You know, you lose the first guy on CT side. Now, do you hold 3 on A and 1 on B, or 2 in each bomb side? That's a hard nut to crack.
Normally, I would say just keep Device alone at B, but the fact he's only got 18 HP, like you're gonna have to think to yourself, okay, well he's probably gonna need some back at this point. Let's go for the 2-on-2 setup. Back towards B for Liquid though. Device needs to hit at least the first shot here. Can't stay for a massive duel. That's another nice smoke though. Full commitments coming in. They're pushing this.
Yeah, they're going to run right through that. Molotov not going to stop them. It actually does an enormous amount of damage. Why are they still standing inside of it? And Sip goes with a spray. What on earth is going on, Henry?
I don't know, but it's looking promising now for Astralis to take the advantage here. Plant comes in, still 30 seconds, so not too scary here. Could be denied, though. They're not looking at Banana whatsoever. This is a bit of a blunder. Looking like a horrible setup there. There's tunnel vision towards that garden position. Now, Device finds another frag. That should be round done, but Nitro does...
It's the worst thing that I've ever seen in my life.
That was pretty awful, wasn't it? Well, let's not say things you don't mean. But the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I have seen worse.
You've seen some things
within the narrow context of this particular event.
Okay, fair enough. And these 2 maps you've cast is the worst thing you've ever seen in your life.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. Listen,
but still, you could see there was so many mistakes made there by Liquid. But sitting in the flames for 1, looking a little overwhelmed. They're not even thinking about the banana position whatsoever. You had 1 player boosted up, he's just staring towards the ruins area. Why is no one even considering that banana could be a thing, a real possibility coming in there? Zeus probably not going to be happy about that. That's now match point.
I think if that's what he's saying now, you're sitting in the fire, and it isn't working out.
Guys, what have I told you about sitting in flames? It doesn't work. We've tried this.
We covered this. We had a whole boot camp last week. It was just all we talked about was not doing that.
Well, unfortunately for Liquid at this point, Anders, after winning that previous round and then just losing that one, they get $1,400 per player. Sure, the bomb goes down, but that's pretty much the only good news. They've got less than 3K per player now. I think we have got one whose Nitro's got 4,200, so they have to buy, obviously, at match point. But this is when Astralis pretty much close out the game. It'd be an absolute nightmare to imagine a world where they give it away. 3 Tech 9s, a UMP, Nitro, he's got the NEAK-47, so double orb set up for the CT side. They can afford to be a little bit more audacious at the start here as well. Go for that first pick. They know the orb's almost impossible for Liquid at this stage.
Yeah, very hard to shut that down. Smoke towards top mid, and yeah, is he going to respect it? It's going to be one of those things where he tries to push, so it feels like he's just going to play it as safe as he can. But Device, when he gets into position with this AWP atop banana, that's going to make their life a lot more difficult. In fact, look at this. Astralis just pushing everywhere at the moment.
They are indeed. Wanted to close this one out. T-Steps, still 3 players for Liquid there. Very tentative round from them. Not giving too much away. Alicia has got some apartments control with Twist as well, so that's going to be their first objective, but another great smoke deployed by the Astralis side there. Buying them some time. No frag coming in just yet, but there it is. Twist picks it up, takes him down, and now it's up to Device there. Wanted to go for the duel, but will be falling back. Dupree, not an AWPer, chiming in once again with that weapon. Had a fantastic round earlier, and he manages to settle the score here and bring it back to a 4-on-4. And Dupree, he'll be AWPing those apartments positions. Kiabi there as well. They've actually taken the base slightly, though. Zipex has left the A site, joining Device and Dupree. Can he step up once again?
45 seconds on the clock here, and Dupree certainly ready and waiting. Twist just walking out, so that was a fairly easy shot for him to hit. Kirby wants to fall back maybe and try and help out his friend who's in the pit. That's another kill coming in. Nitro is now down in 35 seconds here. It's not looking good. JDM the last one left. They have 1-on-4, and he's going to get taken down. Astralis win the map 16-11. I mean, overall, it was looking comfortable for them, but I actually thought there was a chance for Liquid here to have maybe turned it around. I don't think it was impossible. We made fun of them that one round with the B bomb side just now, but apart from that, I think they were actually looking good.
It was a solid game for them, I think, generally. I think there's a slight caveat caveat to that, the sense that we didn't have Glaive or Kiabi for most of the game,
True.
especially Glaive as well. So even though they did put up a decent showing there, I still feel like they were a bit of a gaslit. Sure, it's a close scoreline, but a best of one doesn't